under a sky that might as well be confetti and camera lights. Sunday at Lambeau feels like a February trailer to franchises walking through the tunnel, as if a trophy glints just out of frame, every step amplified by the quiet power of the injury report. This isn't just Packers Cardinals. It's a stress test for process, preparation, and poise. You can hear the production music swell as the narrative locks in on a single hinge point: the leg of Brandon McManus. 7 days ago, the veteran kicker vowed he could go. The head coach said otherwise. The inactive list agreed with the head coach. This week, the conversation returns with a sharper edge, not as a feud, but as a referendum on philosophy: protect the player and the season now, or gamble on pain management and hope the margins don't bite you when the temperature drops and the game swings on 3 snaps of special teams. Strip the drama back to football truth, and Green Bay's stance is unmistakable. When the tool that wins you close games is compromised, caution isn't timid, it's tactical. On Thursday, there were just the changes to the report. McManus wasn't one of them. Matt LaFleur made it plain again that he's concerned, and the veteran responded with equal clarity in zero heat, no rift, no headlines, just a shared understanding that a kicker's quad is a quarterback's shoulder by another name. Warm-ups are a moment. Sundays are marathons. Anyone can look clean for 10 swings in pregame. What decides seasons is the ability to repeat that motion across 3.5 hours, from opening kickoff to a 52-yarder with breath fogging in the fourth. Last week, the Packers turned to Lucas Havrisik, and the building felt the calm that comes from a plan. This week, the plan remains steady: rehab, ramp, evaluate, then decide. If a live Friday session makes the room sleep better, so be it. If not, Green Bay will do what winning programs do: choose availability they can trust over optimism they can't measure. Everywhere else on the Packers ledger spells structure, not scramble. 3 DNPs on Thursday: McManus quad, Devontae Wyatt knee, and Lucas Van Ness foot headline the caution column. But the news that matters for Sunday's geometry is on the edge of the trenches and in the slot. Right tackle Zach Tom, who gutted through last week's victory over Cincinnati, progressed from no work Wednesday to limited in a padded practice. For a line managing pain and workload, that's the quiet arrow you circle in red. A right tackle moving toward go stabilizes run fits, cleans up protection rules, and lets the call sheet breathe on second down. Starting nickel Javon Bullard came off the report altogether an unambiguous green light for a defense that wins with communication as much as talent. Christian Watson's ramp continues in measured steps, limited again as he returns from a torn ACL, because haste is the luxury of teams with depth to burn. And Green Bay's approach says they're planning for December as much as Sunday. The rest is what you expect from a team that understands how to manage a season. A cluster of limiteds across the offense: Aaron Banks, Anthony Belton, Josh Jacobs, Jacob Monk, Jordan Morgan, Tom Watson. Dontavian Wicks reads like the Veterans Day section of a playoff contender. Warren, Brinson, and Matthew Golden were full participants. The upshot: the Packers will run their stuff. Jordan Love will see clarity in front of him. The plan will lean into timing, and the defense will get its preferred sub-packages, with Bullard free to be a speed governor against Arizona's spacing. Across the chessboard, the Cardinals carry a different but equally compelling script. Kyler Murray's foot kept him out last week, and while he practiced in limited fashion on Thursday, the hands on the clock point toward Jacoby Brissett taking another start. That's not a compromise. It's a personality choice. Brissett plays with the veteran's economy: decisive, rhythmic, ruthless about getting the ball out to the right leverage. He just threw for 320 yards against the Colts, and the tape shows the same things it has for a decade: huddle command, timing, and the ability to turn third and medium into first and 10 with precise ball placement more than raw speed. A defender's shorthand for it goes like this: he's Flacco-like in his intention on schedule. Ball out, next play. When Arizona marries that temperament to a sensible game plan, quick answers, layered throws off run action, field position hygiene, they become a team you have to chase, not a team you can bully. Their report carries familiar tension points: DMPs for Kitten Crawford ankle, Amari DeMercado ankle, and Zay Jones D-shaped special teams, backfield depth, and perimeter spacing. Limited work for Darren Hall quad, Marvin Harrison concussion, Murray foot, Walter Nolan calf, and Darius Robinson pectoral reflects a unit intent on keeping its punch available. Full participation from Kelvin Beachum wrist, Akeem Davis Gaither foot, Zonovan Knight knee, Adrian Taylor Demerson ankle, and Michael Wilson foot is the ballast you need to travel into Lambeau's intensity. The subtext matches Green Bay's manage the bodies, protect December, and call a game that honors who's healthy now, all of which funnels back to Sunday's pivot. If McManus can't go, Green Bay lives with contingency and clarity. If he can, the Packers regain a field position weapon that makes fourth and manageable a more flexible decision, and the fringe red zone a scoring certainty. In a game with Brissett likely in the saddle and Arizona aiming for method, those hidden yards become storylines. Kickoffs that die at the 2 and bend return units, punts that rip the nose off a coverage scheme, field goals that shrink the opponent's playbook in the third quarter. These are the silent haymakers that decide whether a day feels like a struggle or a slow squeeze. Now, widen the lens like a Super Bowl preview and ask the right questions. What does Zach Tom's trajectory mean for Green Bay's script? If he's functional and the Packers can live in their base protections, the play-action mantle returns in full deep crossers, tied to run action, in breakers that stress underneath zones, and the kind of second dance for inventory that makes an offensive coordinator grin. With Bullard cleared, the defense can toggle coverages on Arizona's slot work without sacrificing the edge in the run fit. Trust match principles against bunch, and send pressure in curated moments rather than as a lifestyle. If McManus plays, well, the red zone calculus changes again. Green Bay can afford patience, take the underneath gains, and win by accumulation. If he sits, they'll lean even harder into touchdown drives and analytics-friendly fourth down aggression. That's not panic, it's identity. For Arizona, the clarity is different but ironclad. If it's Brissett, get the ball out, build early down comfort, turn second and 9 into third and 4 with rhythm, throws to the perimeter, and high-percentage crossers that punish depth and leverage. Marry run action to simple, repeatable answer stick, snag, spot so your quarterback lives in the middle of the field where the throws are short and the reads are quick. In the high red zone, where windows shrink and decisions come faster, trust your tight end details and your veteran's eyes. If Marvin Harrison is up and trending that way, he doesn't need 14 targets to change the defense's posture. His mere availability tilts a safety and buys space for the backs, and the second window on him breakers. If Murray dresses but isn't at full throttle, use him like a threat more than a hammer. Motion, eye candy, boot, edge constraint. The goal for Arizona isn't to win a track meet. It's to force Green Bay into a too high or else bind and then take what that shell gives you. And now we circle back to the tone that started this whole week. Respect dressed as caution. Lafleur's concern wasn't a challenge to McManus's toughness. It was a coach protecting a season from the seductive lie of almost ready. McManus's response wasn't defensiveness. It was the voice of a pro who understands that a clean pregame is not the same thing as a durable Sunday. They laughed about it because they could. The program is aligned. The goal is January football that still matters. And you don't get there by winning press conferences. You get there by making sure your specialist's leg, your right tackle's core, and your nickel's brain are in one piece when the calendar flips. Call it a dress rehearsal. Call it a midseason weather report with postseason pressure. The truth is the same. In high-leverage games, injury reports are strategy documents. The Packers document says measured confidence, contingency ready, identity intact. The Cardinals says pragmatic resilience, veteran calm, and a plan to steal rhythm and field position on the road. Sunday will reward the team that treats limited as a planning variable, not a prayer. The team that knows a 41-yard field goal in the second quarter is not a footnote, but a fork in the road. Your move, football brain trust. Did Green Bay strike the right balance between caution and readiness with McManus? Does a poised, decisive Brissett alter your red zone math or your 2-minute expectations for Arizona? Drop your reads, challenge the board, and tell us how you'd script the first 15. Then ride with us. Follow the channel for real-time upgrades, film back breakdowns, and a conversation that respects your intelligence as much as it respects the game.